Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Beer Inside, this evening's quarantine edition. Joining me is Zack from MontrealBeerPage Instagram.
How's it going, man? Hey.
It's going well. Thanks for joining us, myself, this evening for the recording. I appreciate it. So, Zack, what brought you to beer Instagramming?
Honestly, I used to go to the Bière et Saveur festivals every summer. Now I'm 26 years old, whereas when I was 18, I started going. Every year for the first 4 years, I started going. And ever since then, I fell in love with craft beer. And then after I kind of took a hiatus, I switched back to, the Molson, the Budweisers. Until recently this summer, my parents brought me on a trip and we went to Boston. And, Boston, all the good beers they had over there. I had my time with the New England IPAs over there. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should start documenting all the beers I started drinking and stuff. So I had my phone and I started taking pictures, and I would have a little blog in my notes where I wrote about reviews if I liked them. So I would be able to remember all the beers that I liked. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just put it onto Instagram. So I hopped onto Instagram. I searched how do I make an account for beer and stuff there? So I honestly, I use a lot of WikiHow to get a little bit of followers and stuff there. It's funny because the first couple of people I fell on beerism.ca, Noah. I fell on to Beer Guy MTL, Eric, Beer Guy, Beer Brit. I found a whole bunch of pages. Even Jared from Hop Fiction reached out to me and talked to me, and official Mr. Crafty, Anthony. So I got reached out from them, and I was just like, okay. Started to make friends and stuff, and I was like, you know what, this is something I kind of want to do. So I started posting pictures of all the beers I started drinking, giving a little small reviews on it. And ever since then, it just took off since then. Since it's only been recent, honestly. It's been since November, so fairly recent. But, I'm enjoying it, and I've made friends with a whole bunch of people that I never would have met before, and find out we have some common interests and friends that I talk to every day now. So it's this quarantine hasn't been so bad because, the beer community is great. Even this is how we met. So it's been great, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, under a different set of circumstances, I would have had this personally at a brew pub or a beer bar, even at a brewery itself during hours, because you can always find a little corner to keep the noise levels a little down. Times have changed. We adjust, and so is my show. You're my second interview on the quarantine editions, as I'm calling them. Last time it was with Kaiser from Hop Citizen, and all the guys you mentioned before. I want to get to them at some point too, so for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what are you having on today's episodes virtually with me?
Oh, I have a good one for you guys. Today, I got Wood Brothers, You're a Peach. So about to crack this one open. Very thankful. A shout out to Orange Perspective, Ashley. Shout out to all the Wood Brothers. They're amazing. Their beer is great. And how about you?
From episode 1, Labrosse, I got Wicked Nor'easter, one of my favorite New England IPAs coming out of the island of Montreal. So as we say on the show, a toast. Cling.
Toast, man. There's one thing they know how to make. It's good beer.
Yeah, I had just discovered Wood Brothers. I went in February, maybe even earlier, January, before the proverbial poop hit the fan. So we were on their lineup of people they were going to have interview, but none of this came to fruition at this time. Things will change, and we will get back to our regularly scheduled programming at some point. So.
Yeah.
But you stay relevant. You got to stay relevant. You got to create content, which you're doing. And when reading your Instagram posts, I do love the getting to know the beer in your own words and then trying to express it to people at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. That's honestly, that's what it's about, man. Just so people could visit your page and they have a little idea of, oh, maybe I might like that beer. Let me read what it's about. See how the person describes it. It gives them a good feed on maybe something they may try, or even just seeing what the rest of the community is drinking too. It gives you an idea of okay, maybe I like IPAs, and this person's posting a lot of good reviews on stouts, or they're posting a lot of good saisons or grisettes, or pilsners, and you're just oh, maybe I'm not into this style, but the way to describe it, or maybe the fact that they're drinking more of it will make me want to try that. Or just even for a brewery too, seeing the brewery posted more often, you definitely get a feel of like wanting to drink over there, man.
Yeah, social media right now is gigantic, and to honestly grow your brand in any way, I find is social media. If you have the right social media person, they're going to help your company 100-fold the way I see it. So.
For sure, definitely.
So where'd you come up with the name MontrealBeerPage? Where's that come from?
Good question, honestly. When I in the summer, when I thought about like, oh, I should document my beer, and I was like, you know what, let me make a page. And that was the first thing, like, what do I put as a name? So I'm like, how do I make it so that people want to see my page, or how do I make it so that it's relevant to me, you know? So I was like, okay, what's relevant and what's easy? I'm like, you know what, let me put Montreal in the name. Montreal, for sure, people are gonna, it's relevant to me. They'll probably find it. And well, my page is about beer, so why not make it MontrealBeerPage, the easiest one? So I just put MontrealBeerPage as a name, and it popped up. It gave me the check marks that I could use it. No one took it. So I was like, you know what? I made it. I chose the name. It's funny story because I made the name, but I didn't post anything for 6 days because I didn't know like how I should post it, and I kind of wanted like see the rest of the community of beer, like just to see how they do their profile. So I followed a whole bunch of accounts, the ones that I named previously, and I kind of see how they posted their pictures. I looked at the hashtags they kind of use, you know, how they describe the beers, just so I could get a feel for even just what's relevant right now, you know? So after seeing that, I started posting, and but yeah, the name came out as just a simple, just I'm not someone who's gonna make it complicated, just a simple description, a simple name to get it catchy. Yeah. People will see it and they'll follow it.
Where does the beer Instagramming inspiration come from?
Um, well, the accounts I first started, those are the ones I got the inspiration. But
Mhm.
one who I really thought was great was, well, beerism.ca. That's the one that really caught me the first time. Just his background, the color of his pictures and stuff there. I was just like, those are on point. The beer glasses with it, I was like, you know what? The beer glass has to be nice with the beer too. It has to match it. And I was like, that one was the one that really got me the inspiration. And then after seeing other Montreal people, I was like, well, I'll take a little bit of inspiration from them. But honestly, primarily it was from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people compliment Noah's work, and hopefully, future I can get him on this show in the future.
Yeah.
He was an inspiration. Like I would just I would have it on the stove, and I would take a picture, and then I bought like a small little box to actually take good photos in. So I'm personally working on my own beer photography. My main Instagrammer is Phil from episode 4 of when we got together. He is the gentleman who takes care of the video and most of the Instagram, and you could just see the difference of photos. I just posted one of our stories today. You could see him posting it. It's a big change. I noticed one of your glasses though. I saw a Gremlins glass.
Yes, the Gremlins glass from Hop Fiction. That's on that. He's the one who he reached out to me when I first started beer Instagramming, and I saw that glass and I was like, that's the one I need to get. There's one glass. I took that one, and he also had a Nirvana one of the Nirvana with the kid in the pool. He has that one. I bought that one. Just recently, I bought another glass from him. Like his glasses are very nice, but that Gremlins one, that one hit me at heart because I mean I'm not very old. I'm 26, but like when I saw the second Gremlins, that's when I was traumatized as a kid. Like just the scenes of them in the pool jumping in and like turning into colors, like that one that really stuck with me as a kid. So when I saw that glass, I had to buy it with the hops. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, there's some wild glassware out there. I've got way too many glasses and not enough beer to fill them all with. Uh,
I'm a
it's
bro.
Yeah, it's you hit a festival and you're like, oh, this is a nice glass. Oh, this is a nice glass. Oh, this is a nice glass. And I'm like, oh wait, and then I have the 2 taster glasses I bought too. So
Or it's like you go to for a beer release and you're like, oh, well, this is really nice beer. I'm gonna post on Instagram. Like, you know what? Maybe I should buy the glass because in the glass would be nice too. So you might as well get the glass with it, and then every release you're starting to get glasses from each brewery.
yeah, so I've been going to the Mondial for at least 15 years. I've been to all 5, which was hopefully going to be 6. Unfortunately, Laval. I've only been to a handful of Sever out in Chambly. It's just as a drinker, I don't drive. I don't want my friends to drive, so it's a little difficult from Verdun to get to Chambly.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's
but
that makes a difference.
yeah, even the handful I've gone to, it's just like at least 2 or 3 glasses a time. And then last summer I did a Vermont beercation, so I hit 12 breweries that weekend. 6 glasses came home.
I was supposed to go on a Vermont brewcation too. I actually had Airbnb set up it was from the 14th to the 16th of March. It was the weekend just before they closed the borders.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I guess I shouldn't go just in case I have trouble coming back, but I had it all lined up to finally go to Hill Farmstead for my first time. I've been to Foam Brewers a few times. I was going to go back to Foam Brewers. I was going to go to for Hetty Topper.
Okay. Alchemist.
Alchemist, that's what it was. Alchemist. And of course, BBCO as well there. So I was looking forward to that, but finally it didn't work out because COVID kind of ruined all that there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but we will get past it. We've been past this kind of stuff before as humanity. We'll get past it again. It's just a matter of when. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm staying hopeful. I'm hoping, we get whatever we need, vaccine, viral, medication, whatever it is in the next 6 to 12 months. And we'll be back up and running, and we'll all be celebrating with pints at the pub after.
Oh yeah, so. It's gonna weekend back after everything opens up. It's gonna be a good time.
Well, see, in my nature, I'm a natural handshaker, and the handshake's done.
Yeah,
so
finished.
So I'm just like, no, my sociability. So. Have you done any Instagram collabs with any breweries?
Nope, haven't done any because like I said, I'm still very young in this there. I started my account in November, but hopefully one day in the future I would definitely love to do a collab. That would honestly, if this account just coming from documenting beers that I like became into a collab with a brewery that I liked, that would be amazing. So maybe one day there in the future, fingers crossed.
If you could brew a beer with somebody, who would it be and what style do you think it'd be? Just as your initial brewing with, even if you have no real home brewing knowledge, who would you brew with?
That's tough. There's a few people. Honestly, my favorite breweries are Wood Brothers, Pub Brewski, Missorum, and Bud Canada. So of that list, honestly, I think it would be Pub Brewski.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to be there and make a collab with them. That would be great there. Maybe one day. I mean, it's definitely a far thought there, but they are. Ever since I finally realized that they existed so close to my job, because my job is 5 minutes away from there. I'm in the Square Victoria, in Place Down. Mm-hmm. So I'm by there. So I'm a 5-minute walk. Once I found out it was a 5-minute walk, my God, every week I was over there for the releases or sometimes just for a pint. And if it would be a style, definitely Brewski has been killing you with the hops. So it would definitely be some big triple dry hop, double IPA, something big there. Definitely.
Yeah, this past what was it? Canadian Thanksgiving, I had my 18-year-old nephew come in. Just turned 18, so I'm like, kid, time to try real beer. Because I know you're 17 in Ontario. Don't tell me you're not drinking. Let's go have a good beer. And we started up at La Mer and worked our way down to Brewski. And I had him try his first sour because he was like, oh, I only like blonde beers. I'm like, kids, try something. And so he tried I think it was their blueberry sour, and he's like, this is what beer could taste like? I'm like, oh, you got a year before you can legally drink in Ontario.
Yeah. Yo, Brewski is on their sour game. The whole Brew Juice series, I've had every single one since the beginning, and it's every single one gets better and better. They're anyone who's tried it, I've gotten people hooked on beer that my friends who don't drink any craft beer, they drink the Pabst, the Budweiser, the Molsons. I get them to drink the Brew Juices, and they don't even believe that this is like beer.
Yeah, it's converting the masses sometimes. Like we've all seen that market share has changed. Those of us who are in drinking in the craft industry who are constantly trying to convince people to go to it. Even my tastes, like being on the bench this year from softball, I was an avid softball player during the summer, had to ride the bench this year. So I'm going to drink a good craft beer, and whilst you guys drink your Michelob Ultra as well, I hang out and have like something delicious. So.
Yeah. I still do the same, man. I go somewhere, even to some point that like, there's been, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a few times where I even brought my own glass just because I was like, I want to have that picture with that nice glass.
I don't bring a glass. I have a nice tumbler I bought at the Mondial. It was they had a bunch of stuff. They had like shirts like this, like my Drink Canada shirt, and other thing. And they had like a nice 14-ounce tumbler that keeps your beer cold longer. So I'm like, yep, that's what I'm getting. So,
Works, man. That works.
yeah, perfect. So what are some of your favorite beers to have? Because you mentioned you're a hophead, self-professed hophead. But besides the big bold IPAs, what are some other flavors you enjoy having?
I've been enjoying the Scotch ales, the barley wines, and just recently I've been starting to get into like the Belgian, the ouds, the crikes, the gooses, the lambics. Like I've been starting to get into that style a little bit more, just because I've been finding it's accessible at the SAQ. So I find some stuff you can find, or even importation privée or vitriol, or even just at restaurants sometimes you can find stuff where restaurants are selling like for one special day they'll have like a Fontainelle, or they'll have like like a goose Tilquin. They'll have some special things, so you can get some stuff over there. Even Cantillon. One day I got a Cantillon at a place, so I've been starting to venture off in that style. It's a little bit more pricey, there,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I've been trying to venture off into stuff like that. But honestly, right now, last night I had a Scotch ale called the Buzz de l'Écosse from Brasserie Générale, and that one blew me off my mind. It was barrel aged. Oh my God, Scotch! It was amazing. Scotch from the Highlands. It was amazing, amazing. I love it. So I've been kind of getting more into the stouts now too as well. So honestly, I don't hate on any styles. I try to everything. I like my pilsners. I like my double dry hop IPAs. I like my big IPAs, my low IPAs, just the pale ales. I like my stouts, my barley wines, my lambics, my sours, my pastries. I like everything. Honestly, I try to everything just so I could have a feel of like what the different styles are and who's making good stuff.
And earlier you mentioned Vermont. What's one of your favorite, a couple of your favorite breweries coming out of the the Green State?
Definitely, Foam Brewers and BBCO were my favorite. I mean, I only went to those breweries so far. I haven't been to Alchemist yet, or like Hill Farmstead. But as much as I like Foam Brewers, I love what they make. I had a great time when I went to BBCO. I went there I got there at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with my girlfriend. We had lunch there. We left the place, it was 6 p.m. We just played board games all day. We played Monopoly. We played a bit of Battleships, Connect Four. So I really like them, and I like just the vibe over there. It's just a fun time. So definitely BBCO and yeah, Hill Farmstead too. So a lot of great breweries over there. There's too many, honestly. There's a great amount.
Yeah, so there's an Vermont Brewers app I suggest checking out because there's a little map on it, and you could kind of set up little beer trails on it.
I've been wanting to go to Lawson's as well. Lawson's Finest Liquids. I always find their stuff at like the gas stations, but just like I know it's not like the other Sunshine IPAs that they may have over there or the other stuff that they have. So I still been getting some decent stuff, but it's not like going to the actual tap room and trying the stuff there. Nothing beats that. They're just the atmosphere and whatnot.
So you mentioned you also had a Vermont beercation planned. Have you done any other beercations before?
Well, I've been to Vermont 3 previous times before. Well, since the beer account there, because before that, when I was younger, me and my parents, we used to go down to Vermont every single weekend to do groceries. Back I'm 26, so when I was younger, when the dollar was more around like 80, 90 cents, there closer, like even sometimes when Canadian dollar was better, so we used to go all the time. But since then, I've since November when I started my beer account, every time I tell my girlfriend like, hey, let's go for a weekend in Vermont, it was like secretly it was just so that Zack could just get a beer trip over there, and we'd go down to. So I went to Foam Brewers, BBCO, and that's where I just stuck in that area. I would stay in Winooski, so I was close by to like the beverage warehouse and close to the downtown area where near Church Street and all like the restaurants over there. I went to Hen of the Wood I don't know if you heard of Hen of the Wood, but Hen of the Wood is like the restaurant there. I got recommended from Beer Guy MTL to go there, and Jared from Hop Fiction. The food there at Hen of the Wood was amazing. So when I go back there, like I try to stay in that like downtown area and try the beers over there.
So in the last summer, I hit a total, like all summer spread long, I hit 22 Vermont breweries.
22.
Yeah.
I aspire to that number even more.
It helps being single. I mean,
yeah, it helps.
It was a fantastic time though, and Vermont, like seriously, whenever I pull up to the border, where are you going? I'm hitting a couple of breweries. Are you gonna drink and drive? No, that would not be safe, officer. Here's your passport. Have fun. So
yeah.
When things are kind of back to normal, like Oktoberfest, it's serious when Oktoberfest in Germany gets canceled. You ever thought about going to Germany, Belgium, England, France, any of those places for beer?
Well, to be honest, I've already been to Europe before. I went for a 3-week trip with just me and two of my friends 4 years ago. We were 20. Yeah, it was 22 when we went. And it was all planned around soccer games. We went to a game in Amsterdam. We went to Amsterdam for a few days. Then we went to Berlin. Then we went to Barcelona. Then we went to France. And then we went back to Amsterdam afterwards. But we did like the Heineken Museum tour. Mm-hmm. In Germany, we just stayed in Berlin. So we just went to see like the Berlin Wall. But my goal was like one day I want to go back in October and I want to go to Oktoberfest. And I just want to go for the experience. Like I heard that like it's just like it's amazing. You're drinking good beer, mm-hmm. You drink all day long, and just the festivals, like the time, the vibes over there must be amazing.
So what's next for yourself when it comes to MontrealBeerPage?
Honestly, I would love maybe one day, just like I said, you talking about the collab really makes me think that maybe one day I would love to do that. That'd be great. But if not, I don't really expect anything from this page. I just expect to make friends from this, have other people to drink with, to share my common interests with. Like, I'm not really here to make any money off of this. I'm not here I'm just here to have fun, meet people, drink good beer, and have good conversations like we're having right now. That's all I really want from this page. So honestly, this quarantine has been limiting us there, but we're working like we are right now with what we have. So it's been great.
Yeah, and it's also fantastic that we can get beer stores like the Capsuleur and Boutique Cheers and other ones to deliver beer for us too. So
yeah, Cheers has been doing good with. What I love about them is that they have an online inventory and it's live. So when you buy something, when you go to a store, you need to get something at a store, because there's stores around me that deliver too. And they know what they've been adapting is taking pictures of like what they have as inventory, or sometimes they just post what they have, what they got, what's new. So I definitely find that it could be annoying for them to having to pick up calls and take emails and just, what do you have? Whereas Cheers, you just go on the website, you tip what beer you want, and there you go. You order it, and as long as you live in the area, you could get it delivered. I'm sure you definitely use it since living in Verdun. I live in the East. For me, they don't deliver it yet there.
Yeah, no, I've already used them once. I had a friend who used the Capsuleur. He said they were very good. They're also, to my understanding, live inventory. So, yeah. Boutique Cheers, I was hoping when they just first opened, I was at Four Origins grabbing a beer, driving on the way home, and I swung by.
They invited me to their grand opening when they had it back in November. That was like, I remember the first week, or no, it was like 3 weeks after opening up my beer account on Instagram. They reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be like a VIP guest over there. And I was like, wow, already after 3 weeks, I have like less than 100 followers. But I was like, for sure. And that's honestly, once I saw somebody reach out to me and want to be friends with me, that's what really stuck with me. And like want to be like a beer Instagrammer and talk about beer and post about beer and drink more beer. They really got me back into it. So I was happy that they reached out to me. It's just disappointed that I live in the East, so I can't get them delivered there. But it's my sister lives in Verdun, so I was actually thinking about hitting her up and ask her like, hey, you mind taking a beer delivery for me, please? And I pick it up. But
yeah, it was fantastic. They texted me with a 4-hour window when my stuff was going to be delivered. So
That's amazing. That's what I'm hoping after all this ends with the COVID and the quarantine. I hope that the laws in Quebec loosen up and that they allow stores to do this kind of stuff. So that way we can get our beer. Like, why can we do with the SAQ, but we can't do it with these beer stores? They should be on the same platform. I don't know if you saw the beer with Buck Canada that they released, or they're going to release today, or they released tomorrow, where they talked about having to release just loosen up on the laws. I hope that it goes through at one point, and I guess we'll see after this quarantine, but a lot of stuff is going to change for sure.
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of the States has it, and we desperately need it across Canada. We got to drop the archaic draconian beer border laws that we have between us and other provinces. Now, I know Quebec is a unique case because of language laws and stuff, but in my interview with Stray Dog, they said it would be cheaper for them to send 2024 cases to Gatineau than it is for them to send a 6-pack to Toronto.
Oh my.
So, and Gatineau and Ottawa are literally a bridge across from each other.
Exactly. It's tough, but I mean, not like we don't have bad beer in Quebec. We have a lot of good breweries, especially in our region and the island of Montreal. We have a lot of good stuff. So as much as we may want to try other stuff, with what we have, we've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I find us, Quebec City and the Eastern Townships are your predominant areas at the moment. Personally, I'm not going to, as much as I'd love to go to Oval, I'm not driving 10 hours anytime soon.
Oh, yeah. Yes, big no thanks.
So I want to see it. I have a friend who drove out east, didn't have a chance to hit it because it was on the way around. Personally, if I ever drive to the Maritimes, I'm cutting through Maine because I'm not doing that giant thing.
Yeah, definitely not there.
And then places like Maine, like I drive through, I'm going to hit Maine, I'm going to hit New Hampshire. There's good beer there too.
Yeah, that's not a bad excuse to go over there, eh?
Well, there was, as a show, we had a lot of plans this summer of where we were going to go. Those have been put in the back burner. Who knows what the summer will bring? Maybe it'll be like the Spanish flu in the 1918s where the entire summer there was nothing.
Yeah.
If we could have an entire summer of nothing, that means we can all so physically distance, but at the same time still enjoy a few beers together at the same time. Even if we're 6 feet apart and speaking moistly to each other.
Times will come.
Yeah. How did you find your growth for your Instagram's been?
It's definitely reading up on how to grow Instagram followers helped me, like using the proper hashtags, the picture quality, of course, switching up the angles, different spots inside the house, taking pictures. But it was at the beginning, it went up very quick. It went from 0 to like 100 in like a couple weeks. And then now I'm not that much. I think I'm at like 640 followers, which still isn't that much, but I find also what helped me was the cuvée. That cuvée, posting a lot of like stories and posting the breweries and stuff, people started really seeing my account. And just in that week from the cuvée, I grew like 150 followers of like my 640 that I have right now. So that week helped me. So it was just doing research, honestly, looking at what hashtags are being used, following the trends of the beers. So having to stay on the trends, yes, it gets expensive, but you're also drinking a lot of good beers. So
yeah, that was our find with Masorum. They've been growing so much, and it's just I'm literally a 40-minute walk from my house to their front. And it's like, oh, look, it's Friday. I'm home at 6. Time to go drink. I get some exercise, and then I drink a lot of good beer. So,
hey, you got to reward yourself sometimes,
And it's nice to have more than just Saint Ambroise as an option that way now. So,
yeah, for sure, definitely, it's a better change.
Yeah, but I'll still drink at Saint Ambroise. Their terrace is beautiful. I enjoy going there with friends. I'm never gonna crap on them.
No,
because they're one of the first of craft. When you think about a craft beer in Montreal, they're one of the very firsts. So
yeah, can't hate on the OGs. That's for sure.
No, exactly. Them, Cheval Blanc.
They made all these great breweries that we're benefiting from today. So you can't hate on them.
Exactly. And as I'm constantly saying on every show I'm part of, we got a GST to support local. Support local. You might not. I mean, we obviously drink good beer. You might not. You might have a friend who doesn't drink good beer, but that friend knows somebody who drinks good beer, and they can support your friends and keep these businesses going in this time right now that we need to keep these businesses going.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the laws need to loosen up, and hopefully one day we'll be able to go back to all these breweries and actually chill there and have a pint together.
I say it's more than hopeful. I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. You know,
Patient.
I'm normally a half glass full type person, but for this, I'm feeling more glass half full than half empty type, because working in the field I work in right now and the medical sciences I see, we are going to get something, and a lot of red tape has been cut through to conquer what's happening. And if the GST check you have, if you've already supported local, donate to a charity that will help during COVID. So.
Yeah. Or support your local breweries.
Exactly. So let the people know where they can find you online.
So for now, I only have an Instagram account at MontrealBeerPage. But I am working on a Facebook page, and I already am familiar with my personal Twitter. So I'm going to maybe think about making a Twitter account as well. So for now, just Instagram, MontrealBeerPage, and maybe by the time this is uploaded, I'll have my Facebook page at MontrealBeerPage as well.
As for us, you could find us at All Beer Inside everywhere. You could find the R-rated drunk show, as I call it, on allbeerinside.com, where you can go on iTunes and subscribe. For this show, subscribe and likes always helps the show grow. On allbeerinside.com, there's an Amazon.ca link, so you can give us Jeff Bezos' money. He has enough. He could give us a little more to help the show with equipment and such. And as I like to say at the end of every show, drink craft, not crap. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem, man. Cheers.
Cheers.